everyone, I'm Hoda, Head of Operations at Encrypt Mining, and you're listening to Hashrate. Hashrate is a podcast dedicated to Bitcoin mining. My goal is to give you a summary of the headlines, developments, and innovations in Bitcoin mining space. In this episode, I discussed the BRC-20 tokens wave and how they became an example of how mining revenue dynamics can quickly change with new innovations on the Bitcoin blockchain. I will also provide an overview of Bitcoin network stats for the month of May and June. Let's see what's been happening in Bitcoin network in the past 2 months. Bitcoin continues to surprise. After the rise of ordinals in the beginning of this year, which increased the activities on the Bitcoin blockchain and the demand for block space, minting BRC-20 tokens took the blockchain activities to a whole new level. BRC-20 tokens are Bitcoin's version of Ethereum tokens ERC-20s. Without getting into the technical details, they basically use ordinal inscriptions to mint new tokens and transfer them on the Bitcoin blockchain. The BRC-20 wave started in the last week of April, and it increased the network activity, and as a result, the transaction fees and miners' rewards significantly before it cooled down in mid-May. In May, miners collected 4,500 Bitcoins only from transaction fees. This is almost double the total transaction fees paid to miners from January to April this year. At some point, at block 788695, transaction fee was around 6.7 Bitcoins, which is more than the block reward of 6.25 Bitcoin that miners are currently being rewarded with for finding new blocks. Total reward for that specific block was around 13 Bitcoins. At the time of this recording, more than 14 million ordinals and more than 35,000 BRC-20 tokens have been created on the Bitcoin blockchain. As Bitcoin miners, our team at Encrypt is happy about these new developments on the Bitcoin blockchain that increase the activities on the chain, and also the excitement it can bring to the Bitcoin community and even non-Bitcoiners who like to explore new opportunities and like the speculation and fun. Ordinals and BRC-20s have added a new dimension to Bitcoin miners' revenue, and this is definitely a positive development for them. As network hash rate and difficulty of network increase and the competition for block reward is growing more than ever as we are getting closer to the halving in less than a year, miners would love to see increased demand for block space and more activities on the blockchain through these innovations in the future. Well, speaking of network hash rate and difficulty, let's take a look at these stats from Bitcoin network after a short break. There are no signs of a slowing down in the Bitcoin network hash rate. Network hash rate reached 400 exahash per second in mid-June. This is 60% more computing power added to the network compared to June 2022. To put this in perspective, to produce 400 exahash per second, you need 4 million S19 miners that have a hash rate of 100 terahash per second and around 13 gigawatt of power to run them. Network hash rate has gone down to 370 exahash per second since mid-June. Part of this drop could be because of Bitcoin miners' participation in ERCOT's demand response program due to the heat wave that is currently hitting Texas. With this level of increase in network hash rate, seems like Bitcoin miners have been on a mission to add as much mining capacity to their operation through either adding to their mining fleet or replacing older generation mining machines with the newer and more efficient ones. And they should continue to do so to prepare for the halving event and mine as many Bitcoin as they can before the rewards are cut in half. And you know what else increases with the hash rate? Yes, network difficulty. Network difficulty reached a maximum of 52 trillion in June. That's 4 trillion increase from the difficulty in the beginning of May. In May and June, miners experienced multiple positive difficulty adjustments and 2 negative difficulty adjustments, resulting in the 4 trillion increase in the difficulty in total. Bitcoin network difficulty has gone up 70% compared to a year ago, when it was just shy of 30 trillion in the end of June last year. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hashrate. I would love to hear your feedback. Please get in touch with me on Twitter or LinkedIn and share your comments and feedback with me. Until the next episode, keep the hash up.